Hej, välkommen tillbaka. Idag är det vecka 5 i Torah portion, där vi ska läsa första Mosebok 23 till 25:18. Och den här Torah portion heter Chayei, som betyder Life of Sarah. Now Sarah lived 127 years. These were the years of the life of Sarah. Sarah died in Kirat Arba, that is Hebron, in the land of Canaan. And Abraham came in to mourn for Sarah and to weep for her. Then Abraham arose from the mourning before his dead, and spoke to the sons of Heth, saying, I am a stranger and a foreign resident among you. Give me a burial site among you, so that I may bury my dead out of my sight. The sons of Heth answered Abram, saying to him, Hear us, my lord, you are a mighty prince among us. Bury your dead in the choicest of your graves, of our graves. None of us will refuse you his grave for burying your dead. So Abram stood up and bowed to the people of the land, the sons of Heth, and he spoke with them, saying, If you are willing to let me bury my dead out of my sight, listen to me and plead with Ephron the son of Suar for me, that he may give the cave of Machpelah, which he owns, which is the end of his field, for the full price. Let him give it to me in your presence for a burial site. Now Ephron was sitting among the sons of Heth, and Ephron the Hittite answered Abram, so that the sons of Heth heard, that is, all who entered the gate of his city, saying, No, my lord, listen to me. I give you the field, and I give you the cave that is in it. In the presence of the sons of my people, I give it to you. Bury your dead. And Abram bowed before the people of the land, but he spoke to Ephron, so that the people of the land heard, saying, If you will only please listen to me, I will give the price of the field. Accept it from me, so that I may bury my dead there. And Ephron answered Abram, saying to him, My lord, listen to me. A plot of land worth 400 shekels of silver. What is it between me and you? So bury your dead. And Abram listened to Ephron, and Abram waited out for Ephron the silver which he had named in the presence of the sons of Heth, 400 shekels of silver, currency accepted to a merchant. So Ephron's field, which was in Machpelah, which faced Mamre, the field and the cave which was in it, and all the trees which were in the field, that were within all the confines of its border, were deeded over to Abram as a possession in the presence of the sons of Heth, before all who entered the gate of his city. After this, Abram buried his wife Sarah in the cave of the field of Machpelah, facing Mamre, that is Hebron, in the land of Canaan. So the field and the cave that was in it were deeded over to Abram for a burial site by the sons of Heth. Så Abraham vill verkligen ge pengar, ge betalt för den här platsen då, och de säger nej, men du får den gratis, du är en stor kung eller prins, du är en mäktig man här, så vi ger den, men han vill ändå betala och gör det. Och han sa ju samma till Sodoms kungar när han besegrade dem, att ja, men ta vad du vill ha nu då, men han vill ju inte ha någonting från dem, så att de inte kunde säga att men det var vi som gjorde Abraham rik, och samma här, att men det är vi som vi har gett Abraham det här landet, så att de inte kommer tillbaka och kräver någonting egentligen, utan han vill verkligen vara klar att men jag har betalt, jag har gjort rätt för mig för den här platsen. Kapitel 24. Now Abram was old, advanced in age, and the Lord had blessed Abram in every way. Abram said to his servant, the oldest of his household, who was in charge of all that he owned. Jag tror att vi har fått hans namn. Nu kommer jag inte på vad han heter. Men han var väl med Abraham upp på berget också för att offra Isak där. Ja, jag kommer inte på vad han heter. Hur som helst. Han sa till honom, please place your hand under my thigh, and I will make you swear by the Lord, the God of heaven and the God of earth, that you shall not take a wife for my son from the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I live. But you will go to my country and to my relatives and take a wife for my son Isaac. Om vi stannar där lite, så han fick inte ta en fru till Isak från kananéerna. Och det här, varför var det så viktigt? Vi har ju läst om Noa och Ham som får Kanan. Och Kanan vart ju förbannad på grund av att Ham, vi pratar lite om det här, vad gjorde Ham för att Kanan skulle bli förbannad, hans son. Och det finns ju många teorier vad Ham gjorde mot Noa när det står att han såg Noas, he uncovered his nakedness. Gjorde han någonting sexuellt mot sin far? Gjorde han någonting sexuellt mot sin mor och fick Kanan genom den vägen? Eller var det bara att han såg sin far naken? Och utifrån det så säger Noa då att förbannad är Kanan. Och ja, var det för att det skedde någonting där och då? Så när Gud säger ljus blir till, låt det bli ljus, så blir det. Orden, det han säger, det blir. Det Noa sa, Noa är ju inte Gud. Men jag tänker att det är inte samma förhållande där, att det han säger, det blir. Utan ja, det finns lite olika anledningar som man kan se. Varför, vad är det som gör att Kanan är förbannad? Och om vi läser i Jubilees, ska se, Jubilees 9 blir det här. Så står det om att hur jorden efter floden då med Noa och hans söner delas in i 7 delar. Vi kan läsa: And Ham divided among his sons the first portion came forth for Cush, towards the east, and to the west of him for Mitzrayim, and to the west of him Put. Mitzrayim är ett annat namn för Egypten. And to the west of him, and to the west thereof, and the sea for Canaan. And Chayei also divided among his sons, and the first portion came forth for Elam and his sons to the east of the river Tigris, till it approaches the east, the whole land of India, and the Red Sea on its coast, and the waters of Dedan, and all the mountains of Mebri and Elah, and all the land of Susan, and all that is on the side of Parnak. När det står India så här så ja, det är inte säkert att det är dagens Indien då. Jag kan visa lite längre fram i Uppenbarelseboken om när det står Asien så kanske inte det är dagens Asien vi tänker. Parnak to the Red Sea and the river Tina. And for Asher came forth the second portion, all of the land of Asher and Nineve and Shinar. Det här är Babylon, tror jag. And to the border of India, and it ascended and skirted the river. And for Arpachshad came forth the third portion, all the land of the region of the Chaldees to the east of the Euphrates, bordering on the Red Sea, and all the waters of the desert close to the tongue of the sea which looked towards Egypt, all the land of Lebanon, and Sanir and Amana to the border of Euphrates. And for Aram came forth the fourth portion, all the land of Mesopotamia between the Tigris and the Euphrates to the north of the Chaldees to the border of the mountains of Ashur, and the land of Arara, undrar vad det är för land. And there came forth for Lud the fifth portion, the mountains of Ashur, and all appertaining to them till it reaches the great sea, until it reaches the east of Ashur, his brother. And Japhet also divided the land to his inheritance among his sons, and the first portion came forth for Gomer to the east, from the north side of the river Tina, and the north came forth for Magog, and all inner portion of the north, until it reaches to the sea at Meat. Det skulle vara intressant att ha en karta på det här egentligen, vad man tror att det här är för områden. Gomer, Gog, Magog. Jag tror man ju ofta är Ryssland. Man har också tänkt Turkiet, alltså nordliga delar. Gog och Magog står det om i Uppenbarelseboken också. And for Madai came forth his portion, that he should possess from the west of his two brothers to the islands, and to the coasts of the islands. And for Javan came forth the fourth portion, every island, and the island which are toward the border of Lud. And for Tubal came forth the fifth portion, in the midst of the tongue, which approaches toward the border of the portion of Lud to the second tongue, to the region beyond the second tongue unto the third tongue. And for Meshech came forth the sixth portion, all the region beyond the third tongue, till it approaches the east of Gadir. And for Tiras came forth the seventh portion, 4 great islands, in the midst of the sea, which reaches to the portion of Ham, and the islands of Kamaturi came out by lot for the sons of Arpachshad and his inheritance. And thus the sons of Noah divided unto their sons in the presence of Noah their father, and he bound them all by an oath, imprecating a curse on everyone that sought to seize the portion which had not fallen to him by his lot. And they all said, So be it, so be it, for themselves and their sons forever throughout their generations till the day of judgment. Intressant att det här gäller throughout their generation till the day of judgment. Så det borde gälla idag egentligen då. On which the day of judgment, on which the Lord God shall judge them with a sword and with fire, for all the unclean wickedness of their errors, wherewith they have filled the earth with transgression and uncleanness and fornication and sin. Så på domens dag. Det kommer gälla till domens dag det här. Och om vi fortsätter i Jubilees kapitel 10, så står det här om Kanaan då. And Ham and his sons went into the land which he was to occupy, which he acquired as his portion in the land of the south. And Canaan saw the land of Lebanon to the river of Egypt, that it was very good, and he went not into the land of his inheritance to the west, that is to the sea. And he dwelt in the land of Lebanon, eastward and westward from the border of Jordan, and from the border of the sea. And Ham his father, and Cush, and Mizraim his brother, said unto him, You have settled in the land which is not yours, and which did not fall to us by lot. Do not do so, for if you do so, you and your sons will fall in the land and be accursed through sedition, for by sedition you have settled, and by sedition will your children fall, and you shall be rooted out forever. Dwell not in the dwellings of Shem, for to Shem and to his sons did it come by their lot. Cursed are you, and cursed shall you be beyond all the sons of Noah, by the curse which we bound ourselves by an oath in the presence of the holy judge, and in the presence of Noah our father. But he did not hearken unto them, and dwelt in the land of Lebanon, from Hamath to the entering of Egypt, and his sons until this day. And for this reason the land is named Canaan. And Japheth and his sons went towards the sea and dwelt in the land of their portion, and Madai saw the land of the sea, and it did not please him, and he begat a portion from Elam and Ashur and Arpachshad, his wife's brother. And he dwelt in the land of Media, near his wife's brother until this day. And he called his dwelling place, and the dwelling place of his sons Media, after the name of their father Madai. Så här ser vi att Kanaan väljer att stanna kvar eller gå in i ett land som inte var deras. Och de lyssnade inte utan gjorde så ändå. Och här kan man ju läsa då, men här kommer den här förbannelsen då. Så var det på grund av det som han gjorde mot Noa, eller är det på grund av handlingen som sker här? Intressant också att det är 7 delar som delas in. Världen delas in i 7 delar. Om vi läser Uppenbarelseboken, första kapitlet, från vers 3 och 4, så står det, jag vill bara ta med det här, att Blessed is the one who reads and those who hear the words of the prophecy and keep the things which are written in it. Så Uppenbarelseboken, en bok man ofta inte kanske rör vid i kyrkliga sammanhang. Det kan man undra varför. För här står det ju välsignad är den som läser det här. Och hör. Och också håller det här som står här i. Och i den här så står det inget annat än vad resten av Bibeln säger. Och här då. John, to the 7 churches that are in Asia. Så här ser vi att det är 7 kyrkor i Asien. Men är det hela världen då? Det är ju Asien. Om vi kollar lite på, ofta så här när det talas om hela världen, eller vad ska man säga, så är det ofta en referenspunkt där de befinner sig nutidens, på platsen Israel, runt omkring där, så pratar man om att det här är världen liksom, och norr om platsen Israel här så är det Turkiet i norr, och i väst ligger Egypten. Så liksom man pratar om att här kretsar världen egentligen. Typ så. Lite dåligt förklarat kanske, men ni förstår säkert vad jag menar. Om ni känner igen vad det jag försöker säga. Så här, 7 kyrkor i Asien då. Men jag tänker att det är, det får en bild för hela världen då, Asien-delen. Om vi kollar på ordet to the 7 churches in the province of Asia. Kolla på Asien. Här, Asia, a Roman province. En romersk provins. Och i Daniel-boken så talas det ju om 4 odjur, eller vad man ska säga. Och det är 4 riken. Om jag kommer ihåg rätt kan det vara, jag kommer inte ihåg, Babel, Mesopotamia, alltså är det Alexander den store, vi har ju Babylon, Nebukadnessar, och sen har vi ju romarriket då, under Jesu tid. Och det står ju även i Uppenbarelseboken också om de här 4. Och det är intressant att lägga märke till att det är ju bara 4. Men romarriket, finns det kvar? Eller hur ser det där ut? Stämmer inte Bibeln? Romarriket är ju borta. Och sen har det ju varit massor av olika riken och krig och så vidare och så vidare. Men Bibeln beskriver ju att det är bara de här 4. Så det kan man ju fundera på. Och då kanske vi lever kvar i det 4:e riket. För det är 4:e och det sista. Och då kanske vi har dess tentaklar fortfarande över oss och i våra system och så vidare. Hur som helst då, Asien, en romersk provins. Och med de här 4 rikena så de hade ju världsherravälde, sågs det ju som. Det finns lite andra referenser i apostlagärningarna och så här till just det här ordet Asien då. Om vi hoppar tillbaka lite till det här att välsignad är den som läser och hör och gör det som står i Uppenbarelseboken här. Står det i första kapitlet. I sista kapitlet 22, vers 14, så har vi ju det här igen, att blessed are those who wash their robes so that they will have the right to the tree of life and may enter the city by the gates. Välsignad är den som tvättar sin kappa, eller vad ska man säga. Lite andra översättningar på det här. King James. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have the right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. Så välsignade är de som gör kommandorna. Och det är därför jag vill läsa den engelska. För att, nu vet jag inte exakt vad det står i svenska här, men oftast så står det ju att välsignade är den som håller mina ord, eller håller fast vid mitt budskap. Och det är ofta lätt att tänka, man är ju lärd. Kyrkan lär att Jesus kom för att ta bort lagen. Eller han har kommit för att tagit bort lagen. Och kommer med något form av ett annat budskap än det Bibeln ger. Så nu behöver vi inte hålla lagen, nu behöver vi inte hålla buden, utan nu är det Jesu gärningar vi ska hålla, Jesu lag. Och den kan man inte definiera. Den kan, då handlar det om det är goda gärningar. Och om man inte kan, men vad är goda gärningar? Vem ska definiera dem? Är det våra hjärtan? Våra hjärtan är onda, säger ordet. Så ja, och det här då, do his commandments, har man översatt till att washing their robes, tvätta sina kläder. Om man tittar på det ordet också, så är det equipment, apparel, long robe. Men det verkar ju bara vara ett klädesplagg liksom. Equipment, apparel, att man bär upp någonting kanske, alltså intrycket, första intrycket. Men om man kollar vidare på grundordet, to arrange, prepare, gather up, to restrain, set, arrange, take care, withdraw, from, avoid. Alltså det här grundordet för kappa, kläder, man gör prepare, man gör sig redo, eller man håller sig ifrån någonting. Och då blir det intressant, begreppet där. Om man då kopplar det till att göra hans bud, man är förberedd, man tvättar sina kläder, man håller sig ren, man håller sig alert, man håller sig, vi kommer läsa det också, trampa ständigt oljan så att ni håller lampan brinnande, ett bud som kommer. Och vad betyder det? Och withdraw from. Och jag tänker bara, du ska hålla dig borta från världens vägar, världens lärdom. Och det var ju det här Jesus kom för. För vad var fariseernas synd, vad ska man säga? Vad var det de gjorde för fel? Vad var deras problem, vad ska man säga? Han säger det flera gånger, Jesus, att era hjärtan är långt ifrån mig. Ni gör saker ni tillber mig med munnen, men era hjärtan är långt ifrån mig. Och istället så lär ni människors bud. Och vi har många saker fortfarande idag. Antingen om det är ett fariseiskt tänk eller ett inslag från Roms tentaklar i hur vi håller våra högtider och vad vi pysslar med, helt enkelt. Så det är jätteintressant att gå in och se de här grundorden. Commandments jämförs med rentvättad, rena kläder. Det innebär att man gör sig redo, man är förberedd, man håller sig borta. Inte från kommandona då. Ja, ni förstår. Ja, vi fortsätter. En long rabbit trail, som man säger. Men han fick inte ta en fru från kananéerna, helt enkelt. Han skulle gå och hämta från hans gamla land, eller hans släktingar. The servant said to him, "Suppose the woman is not willing to follow me to this land. Should I take your son back to the land from where you came?" Then Abram said to him, "Beware that you do not take my son back there. The Lord, the God of heaven, who took me from my father's house and from the land of my birth, and who spoke to me, and who swore to me, saying, to your descendants, I will give this land. He will send his angel ahead of you and will take a wife for my son from there. But if the woman is not willing to follow you, then you will be free from this oath of mine. Only do not take my son back there." So the servant placed his hand under the thigh of his master Abram and swore to him concerning this matter. Så han frågar Abraham, men om kvinnan inte vill hänga med, om det är inte någon som vill hänga med, så jag går tillbaka med Isak till där du kom ifrån. Och då säger han, nej, Gud har sagt att om det blir så är du fri från den här this oath. Then the servant took 10 camels from the camel of his master and went out with a variety of good things of his master in his hand. So he set out and went to Mesopotamia, to the city of Nahor, and made the camels kneel down outside the city by the well of water when it was evening. The time when women go out to draw water. Please. And he said, "Lord God of my master Abram, please grant me success today and show kindness to my master Abraham. Behold, I am standing by the spring, and the daughters of the men of the city are coming out to draw water. Now may it be that the young woman to whom I say, please let down your jar so that I may drink, and who answers, drink, and I will water your camels also, may she be the one whom you have appointed for your servant Isaac, and by this I will know that you have shown kindness to my master." Så han säger till Gud att nu är jag här, Han sätter upp, inte ett villkor kanske, men han sätter upp liksom att ge mig tecken. Nu när det kommer massa kvinnor här som ska hämta vatten. Om hon gör och säger så här, då vet jag att det är rätt kvinna. And it came about, before he had finished speaking, that behold, Rebekah, who was born to Bethuel the son of Milcah, the wife of Abram's brother Nahor, came out with her jar on her shoulder. The young woman was very beautiful, a virgin. No man had had relations with her. She went down to the spring, filled her jar, and came up. Then the servant ran to meet her and said, "Please let me drink a little water from your jar." And she said, "Drink, my lord." Then she quickly lowered her jar to her hand and gave him a drink. Now, when she had finished giving him a drink, she said, "I will also draw water for your camels until they have finished drinking." So she quickly emptied her jar into the trough, and ran back to the well to draw. And she drew for all his camels. Meanwhile, the man was taking a close look at her in silence to find out whether the Lord had made his journey successful or not. Så det blir som han säger, som han ville här, att hon skulle göra då. Så sitter han och beaktar och är det här rätt kvinna? When the camels had finished drinking, the man took a gold ring, weighed a half shekel, and 2 bracelets for her wrists, weighing 10 shekels in gold, and said, "Whose daughter are you? Please tell me. Is there room for us to stay overnight at your father's house?" She said to him, "I am the daughter of Bethuel, Milcah's son, whom she bore to Nahor." Again she said to him, "We have plenty of both straw and feed, the room to stay overnight." Then the man bowed low and worshipped the Lord. And he said, "Blessed be the Lord, the God of my master Abram, who has not abandoned his kindness and his trustworthiness towards my master. As for me, the Lord has guided me in the way to the house of my master's brother." Then the young woman ran and told her mother's household about these things. Now Rebekah had a brother whose name was Laban. And Laban ran outside to the man at the spring when he saw the ring and the bracelets on his sister's wrist. And when he heard the words of his sister Rebekah saying, "This is what the man said to me," he went to the man, and behold, he was standing by the camels at the spring. And he said, "Come in, blessed of the Lord. Why do you stand outside, since I have prepared the house and the place for the camels?" So the men entered the house. Then Laban unloaded the camels, and he gave straw to feed to the camels, and water to wash his feet and the feet of the men who were with him. But when food was set before him to eat, he said, "I will not eat until I have stated my business." And he said, "Speak on." So he said, "I am Abram's servant. The Lord has greatly blessed my master, so that he has become rich, and he has given him flocks and herds, and silver and gold, and servants and slave women, and camels and donkeys. Now my master's wife, Sarah, bore a son to my master in her old age, and he has given him all that he has. My master made me swear, saying, 'You shall not take a wife for my son from the daughters of the Canaanites, in whose land I live, but you shall go to my father's house and to my relatives, and take a wife for my son. Then I said to my master, suppose the woman does not follow me. And he said to me, the Lord before whom I have walked will send his angel with you to make your journey successful. And you will take a wife for my son from the relatives and from my father's house. Then you will be free from my oath. When you come to my relatives, and if they do not give her to you, you will be free from my oath. So I came today to the spring and said, Lord God of my master Abraham, if now you will make a journey on which I have been going successful, behold, I am standing by the spring, and may it be that the young unmarried woman who comes out to draw water, and to whom I say, please let me drink a little water from your jar, and she says to me, you drink, and I will draw for your camels also. Let her be the woman whom the Lord has appointed for my master's son. Så han återberättar egentligen det vi läste, återberättar han till Rebecca och Laban här. Before I had finished speaking in my heart, behold, Rebecca came out with her jar on her shoulder and went down to the spring and drew water. And I said to her, please let me drink. She quickly lowered her jar from her shoulder and said, drink, and I will water your camels also. So I drank, and she watered the camels also. Then I asked her and said, whose daughter are you? And she said, the daughter of Bethuel, Nahor's son, whom Milcah bore to him. And I put the ring on her nose, and the bracelets on her wrists. And I bowed low and worshipped the Lord, and blessed the Lord, the God of my master Abraham, who had guided me in the right way to take the daughter of my master's brother for his son. So now, if you are going to deal kindly and truthfully with my master, tell me, and if not, tell me now, so that I may turn to the right or the left. Then Laban and Bethuel replied, the matter has come from the Lord, so we cannot speak to you bad or good. Here is Rebecca before you. Take her and go, and let her be the wife of your master's son, as the Lord has spoken. Så deras svar här, Laban och Bethuel. Ja, men det här är från Herren. Så vi kan varken säga ja eller nej här. Utan gör så som Herren har sagt. When Abram's servant heard their words, he bowed himself to the ground before the Lord, and the servant brought out articles of silver and articles of gold and garments and gave them to Rebekah. He also gave precious things to her brother and to her mother. Then he and the men who were with him ate and drank and spent the night. And when they got up in the morning, he said, "Send me away to my master." But her brother and her mother said, "Let the young woman stay with us a few days, say 10. Afterwards she may go." However, he said to them, "Do not delay me, since the Lord has prospered my way. Send me away, so that I may go to my master." And they said, "We will call the young woman and ask her." Then they called Rebekah and said to her, "Will you go with this man?" And she said, "I will go." So they sent away their sister Rebekah and her nurse with Abraham's servant and his men. And they blessed Rebekah and said to her, "May you, our sister, become thousands of 10,000s, and may your descendants possess the gate of those who hate them." Then Rebekah got up with her female attendants, and they mounted the camels and followed the men. So the servant took Rebekah and departed. Now Isaac had come back from a journey to Ber Lahai Roi, for he was living in the Negev. Isaac went out to meditate in the field toward evening, and he raised his eye and looked, and behold, camels were coming. Isak gick ut för att meditera, står det. Vi kan kolla på det här ordet. Det låter ju nyandligt. Jag tror inte det var det han gjorde. Rebekah raised her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she dismounted from the camel. She said to the servant, "Who is that man walking in the field to meet us?" And the servant said, "He is my master." Then she took her veil and covered herself. The servant told Isaac all the things that he had done. Then Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and he took Rebekah, and she became his wife. And he loved her, and so Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. Så Rebekah och Isak. Ja, vi skulle kolla på det här. Meditate. Ja, det var inte något spännande. Meditate. Fortfarande samma i andra översättningar också. Om vi kollar på det här. Perhaps to muse. Alltså to muse pensively. Alltså gå ut för att tänka. Fundera eftertänksamt. På svenska typ. Så det var inget annat intressant man kunde hitta där. La sua förekommer en gång i Bibeln. Ja. Kapitel 25. Now Abram took another wife, whose name was Keturah. She bore him Simran, Jokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak, and Shua. Så Abraham tog en annan fru, Keturah, och de fick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 barn. Och hur gammal var Abraham då? 137-140 år. Jokshan fathered Sheba and Dedan, and the sons of Dedan were Ashurim, Letushim, and Leumim. The sons of Midian were Epha, Epher, Hanok, Abida, and Elda. All of these were the sons of Keturah. Now Abram gave all that he had to Isaac, but to the sons of his concubines, Abram gave gifts while he was still living, and sent them away from his son Isaac eastward to the land of the east. There are all These are all the years of Abraham's life that he lived, 175 years. Abraham breathed his last and died at a good old age, an old man and satisfied with life, and he was gathered to his people. Then his son Isaac and Ishmael buried him in the cave of Machpelah, in the land of Ephron, the son of Zoar the Hittite, facing Mamre. The field which Abram purchased from the sons of Het, there Abram was buried with his wife Sarah. And it came about after the death of Abram that God blessed his son Isaac, and Isaac lived by Ber Lahai Roi. Now these are the records of the generations of Ishmael, Abram's son, whom Hagar the Egyptian, Sarah's slave woman, bore to Abram. And these are the names of the son of Ishmael, by their names, in their order of their birth: Nebaiot, the firstborn of Ishmael; Kedar, Adbel, Mibsam, Mishma, Duma, Massa, Hadad, Tema, Yetur, Nafish, and Kidema. Hur många var det? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These are the sons of Ishmael, and these are their names, by their villages and by their camps, 12 princes according to their tribes. These are the years of the life of Ishmael, 137 years, 137 år blev Ishmael. And he breathed his last and died, and was gathered to his people. They settled from Havilah to Shur, which is east of Egypt, going toward Assyria. He settled and in defiance of all his relatives. Ja, det var det vi skulle läsa idag. Inte lika långt som de andra, eller inte lika mycket som de andra, de tidigare. Det vi kan se här är ju hur viktig Sara var för att bära fram Isak. Vi har Ishmael och vi har, vad sa vi då, 6 stycken andra barn som Abraham får. Men det var Isak, det var från Sara som välsignelsen ska komma ur. Så Sara hade en viktig roll. Och sen återigen, Bibeln är ganska kort på de här områdena. Och hade Bibeln tagit med allting så hade den varit dubbelt så lång säkert. Dubbelt så mycket att läsa. Men det är jätteintressant att vi har jubilis och Järscher, och förhoppningsvis kommer gå in lite på Enok letar jag efter. Ja, det var det för den här veckan. Jag hoppas det har varit till någon välsignelse och att ni har hört någonting nytt. Vi ses om en vecka. Tack.